All right, this is we're getting started now on our first review session for our refresher class. And these we will have every Sunday after the class. There'll be four of them since we have the four classes. And it's an opportunity for those of you that couldn't attend the class or who had extra questions after the class was over to get those questions answered. Then it's recorded. It's going to be available on YouTube later in the evening, usually around 9 or 10 o'clock at night. It gets available. It takes a while for both YouTube and for Zoom to do their processing to get something posted. So the first thing I'd like to do is look at the syllabus that shows what we're going to be covering during this time. This is the first time that we've run this kind of refresher class. We've done others that are usually more intermediate level based, and but this one is a little not quite refresher level. Who we're trying to design this class for is people who are just through the beginning bridge, either just through it or have been through it a little while back, but don't feel totally comfortable with everything in beginning bridge. And for those people who haven't played for a while, but would like to get back to playing. COVID took a lot of people out who were kind of getting started on their bridge career. And then when you didn't play for a while, you really felt more uncomfortable than other people did. So that's a chance for both types of people to get back in the game. So that's why we scheduled this way. So everybody who's here needs to be know how to play bridge, because this isn't a learn to play bridge class. You need to know because we move pretty fast, but it's also not intermediate. We're going to keep a lot of the more upper level conventions and concepts out of this class. We'll have those later, but not part of this class. So I wanted to make sure everybody knew where this class was, so you weren't disappointed in what we're covering. So for the first class, this class that we're talking about today, we're covering the basic principles, just general principles of bridge, and then opening bids, when you should open. The next class, next week, we're going to be covering no trump bids and responses, really going into depth about those bids and responses. Then week 3, we talk about competitive bidding, and competitive bidding means when the opponents are entering the bidding or when the opponents have opened and you want to enter the bidding. So when both sides are bidding, which, as you know, is most of the time, and especially in duplicate bridge, but just in general in bridge, a lot of times it's not anybody's clear hand. We both bid. That's what we cover in that third week, and it includes things like overcalls, takeout doubles, and negative doubles are the main things that we'll cover in that class. And then the last week, we are going to be covering kind of a hodgepodge of things, including preemptive bidding, the strong 2 club opening bid, which doesn't get covered in beginning bridge. In any of the intro bridge classes, we don't have that, but you, as you know, you need to know how to handle strong hands. They do come up. And so we'll be talking about that, when you make that bid and how to respond to that bid. And then we'll also be talking about ace asking bids. Those are bids that help you get to slam. So that's what we'll be covering the 4th week. Also in the 4th week, especially, there may be time for us to cover other topics. So if there's other things that you know of that you wanted to see covered, but that aren't covered in this class, let me know, and we'll see if it's appropriate. And if we've got time, we'll put it into that last class. And then the final thing here on the syllabus is just that we do have this Zoom review every Sunday afternoon. It covers what was in the previous week, and it's posted on YouTube. All right, so first thing we covered in class, and this is, you all are supposed to know this, but just to make sure we're all on the same page, is how we handle the hand evaluation for the opening bid. How we agree, all of us, on what our hands are worth. And what we have is pretty standard. Ace is 4 points, king is 3 points, queen is 2 points, a jack is 1 point. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we also add 1 point for every card over 4 in a suit. So if you have a suit that has 5 cards in it, you add another point. If you have a suit that has 6 cards in it, you add 2 points. If you have a suit that has 5 cards and you have a suit that has 6 cards, you're going to add 3 extra points. The 1 plus the 2 is 3. So total length points in your hand, and that's each suit that has more than 4 in it, you add those extra cards. And that tells us what the total number of points are, or what we're valuing our hand is. You need to remember that to open or to look at your hand for the initial valuation of your hand, we look at length, not shortness. Shortness is important when you and your partner find a match, but it's not important for the opening bid. It's a good thing to have a void or a singleton in your hand, even as the opener, because that means the opponents can't control that suit if you're playing a suit contract. But if otherwise, it doesn't get you any extra points the way having a fit with your partner does. That's where shortness helps. That's when we bring shortness in. So not on the opening or initial analysis of your hand. Then we look at length. And I want to mention just one other thing while we're here. The ace, king, queen, jack are the only ones that we assign an actual point to. But there are actually 5 cards, including the 10, that are what we call honors. And a lot of times we talk about the fact that you need to have a certain number of honors to make a bid. Well, honors include ace, king, queen, jack, and the 10. So after you've made your initial evaluation, as you guys all know, you are answering the questions during your bidding of how high do we belong and where do we belong? How high up the ladder should we be? Should we be in a part score? That means not a game level. Or should we be at game? Do we have enough points for that? And where should we be? Should we be in a suit? And if we are in a suit, do we have the magic fit where we've got 8 cards between us in a suit? And should we be playing in a suit, or should we be playing in no trump? Those are the bidding questions that we're trying to answer as we go back and forth in the bidding. To kind of give us an idea of where we belong, how we can decide this how high idea, we look at the bidding ladder, which you guys are all very familiar with, having gone through beginning bridge and having played for a while. But just a reminder that if you have 20 or 21 points down here, that's probably around the 1 level because you have barely more than your opponents. If the total number of tricks or cards, points in the deck is 40, because ace is 4, king's 3, queen's 2, jack is 1, that's a total of 10 in each suit. Suits times 4, 10 times 4 is 40. That's the number in a deck. If you just have 20 or 21, provided pretty evenly, so it could be either person's hand. So you don't want to get off the 1 level unless you have a little bit more than that. 22 or 23, you can probably make 2. 24 or 25, now you're up to the 3 level. And that's where we hit our first game level. 3 no trump. You get the bonus for making a 3 no trump game. That's a game. You get bonus points for doing that. So we're looking to see, can we go to that level? If we have even more points, 25, 26, then we're talking about the 4 level. And at the 4 level is where you can make a game in spades or hearts. That's you need to have about 25 or 26 points for any of the games. 3 no trump, 4 hearts, 4 spades. If you don't have that many points, then you want to stop as low down the bidding ladder as you can without going to game. You want to stop as soon as you can because the points aren't worth more the higher you go. So if you're going to bid 3 diamonds and make 3 diamonds, you get the same number of points as if you bid 2 diamonds and make 3 diamonds. So you're going to get the same number of points based on how high you can get, but you can bid lower. Doesn't make a difference in your scoring until you could have bid a game. If you could have bid a game and you didn't bid it, even though you make it, then you don't get the bonus points. So there's a big difference between bidding 2 no trump and making 3 no trump and bidding 3 no trump and making 3 no trump. There'll be a difference of 300 or 500 points. It's a big difference. That's why we look to bid to the game level. If you have even more points, you might bid all the way up to 5. That's where we find a game at clubs and diamonds. One of the many reasons that we don't like the minor suits. All of our bidding is looking to find a fit in a major suit or that we have everything covered and can bid 3 no trump. We only as a last resort go to 5 diamonds or 5 clubs. Then if you really have a lot of points, 33 or more, you can bid at the 6th level. At the 6th level, you get not only the points for having bid at least a game level, but you get another set of bonus points for bidding what's called the slam level, the level of 6, an even bigger set of bonus points if you bid 7. You're going to take all the tricks. If that's true, you usually need to have about 37 points. That rarely comes up. Rarely comes up. So most of what we talk about is bidding down here, the lower echelons of the bidding ladder. Okay. So then let's talk about the actual bidding and what we need to do the actual bidding and how everything fits together. This handout called Putting It All Together has 2 boxes. Top box is for the opener. The bottom blue box is for the responder. So we look at these things separately. Because if you're the opener throughout that auction. If you're the responder, you're the responder throughout the auction. So how we're doing, it depends on where you started in this particular auction. Then in the middle, we have some discussion of forcing versus non-forcing bids. And we'll kind of talk about that as we go through this analysis. So for the opener, in general, you need to have between 13 and 21 points to open at the 1 level. 1 club, 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade, or 1 no trump. So anywhere between that, you open at the 1 level. Fewer than 13 points, you don't open. More than 21 points, you open 2 clubs, which we'll talk about in the 4th week. So if you're between 13 and 21, the opening bid, you have priorities for what you want to bid. The first priority is 1 no trump. That's what you want to bid if you can bid that, but there's special criteria for bidding 1 no trump. You need to have between 15 to 17 points and a balanced hand. A balanced hand is no more than 1 doubleton, 1 suit with 2 in it, no more than that. No voids, no singletons, not 2 doubletons, only 1 doubleton or no doubletons, that very flat distribution. So it's saying I have not a lot of distribution. It's a balanced hand, 15 to 17 points. The reason that we like bidding this so much is that we can describe our hand in 1 bid. Ordinarily, an opening of one of something means between 13 and 21. You're going to have to bid again to narrow that down. When you open one no trump, that's a description of your hand in one bid. And we can be that efficient with the bid. That's very valuable. So we like to have that. So that's your first priority of what to do. And we're going to discuss those next week. We're going to discuss no trump bidding. Today, we're going to focus on these other two bids, and that is your second priority, which is to bid a major suit if you can. For a major suit, 13 to 21 points, but you're promising 5 in the suit. We don't care how good the suit is. Here, we're looking for the number of cards. So a 5-card suit, you have 5 hearts or 5 spades, you're going to open one of a major suit. If you can't open one no trump and you don't have a 5-card major suit, then you open your best minor suit. Your best minor suit. If you've got a 5 or 6-card minor suit, great. It's easy to decide what to bid. But if you have equal length minor suits, how you decide which one to bid is if you have 5 in 2 suits, you open the higher one. Ordinarily, if you have 4 in 2 suits, you open the lower, or you bid the lower, you bid up the line with 4, 4. You bid the higher with 5, 5. On the opening bid only, if you have 4, 4 in clubs and diamonds, you bid the higher one. So with 4, 4, you bid diamonds. With 3, 3, you bid clubs. If you follow these rules about bidding your best minor suit, and with 4, 4 bidding a diamond, and with 3, 3 bidding a club, 95, actually 96% of the time that you open a diamond, you will have 4 diamonds. So your partner can be pretty sure when you open a diamond, you have 4, just count that as 4. 4 then would be support for the diamonds. You've played enough now to realize that sometimes people will say when they open the bidding one club, their partner will announce that could be short. And those are people that play that if you open a diamond, you must have 4 diamonds. In our system that we play, you probably have 4 diamonds, but you're not required to. If you play the system where you do have to have 4 diamonds to bid 1 diamond, then that means that if you don't have 4 diamonds, that would be a situation where you've got 4 hearts, 4 spades, 3 diamonds, and 2 clubs. Your system says, well, I can't bid a major, I don't have 5, and I can't bid diamonds because I don't have 4. The thing left for me to bid is 1 club. The people that play that way have to make the announcement. I do not recommend that you play that way because that means, just for that situation, you're handling it a separate way that 95% of the time it works the other way. Frankly, in bridge, if you can be right 95% of the time, it's good. So I don't recommend that you play the other way, but it's been around for a long time. A lot of people play it. There are a few small reasons to play it, but I don't recommend it. So that's your priority for opening. A no trump first, if you can. If not a no trump, then we want to do a major suit if we can. If not that, your best minor suit. So with 13 to 21 points, we always are going to want to open. And remember, that is your high card points plus your length. So you have opened one of something. Your partner will respond. And if you need to bid again, because your partner made a forcing bid, then you have to come back and make your second bid. That's called your rebid. When you come back, you will describe in this wide range of 13 to 21 points that you could have had, you'll want to describe it. So if you have the minimum hand, 13 to 21, on your second bid, you'll rebid your suit. raise your partner's suit, bid a new suit, or bid the lowest no trump that you can bid. If you do any of these things, rebidding your suit, raising your partner's suit, or bidding the lowest no trump, you are limiting your hand to 13 to 15. If you bid a new suit, you are not limiting your hand, because you also might make that same bid in the medium category. In the medium category, you are going to jump in your suit or your partner's suit, reverse, which is bidding a second suit that's higher than your first suit, or bidding a new suit. So you'll see that bidding a new suit could mean a minimum hand. It could mean a medium hand. Because it could mean either thing, a new suit by the opener is not forcing, because it could be a minimum hand. So it's not forcing. Your partner can pass if you bid a second suit. But we treat it as kind of semi-forcing, because it also could be in that second category. So if your partner has another bid at all that they can make, usually they will bid another one if you bid a new suit. And then the last category, it's very rare, 19 to 21, that is a jump shift. So we would jump up a level into a new suit. So that would be where we started with a diamond. Our partner maybe bid a heart. We bid 2 spades. We jumped over the 1 spade, bid 2 spades, a new suit that promises 19 points. We don't always do that jump shift, even if we have 19 points, if we're not too sure where we fit with partner. Because if we bid a new suit, sometimes that takes care of the problem, since partner, if they have anything at all, won't pass a new suit bid by the opener. Okay, we'll come back to this in a minute after we talk about the responses, some of these, your second bid. So I'm going to jump down to the bottom of the page now for responders, because that's really where there's more ways to go. Why won't this let me go down to the bottom? There we go. When you opening, you only have 3 choices: no trump, a major, or a minor. So that's pretty easy once you decide you're going to open at the 1 level. The responder, though, there's kind of more ways that we can go, or more things we need to think about. The first thing we need to think about are the overall priorities. How we decide what we're going to bid when our partner has opened something. And we need to think about the priorities for bidding when our partner has opened and we're responding. We've got a hand. What do we do with it? How do we go? Well, our first idea is that we want to raise partner's major suit if we have support for partner's major suit. He's bid a major suit. We've got support. That's our first priority, is to bid that. If we have support for partner's suit, we need to revalue our hand. Revalue the hand using dummy or shortness points. So the dummy points are 5 for a void, 3 for a singleton, and 1 for a doubleton. So you take off the length points that you gave yourself originally when you were looking at your hand. And now you revalue your hand. If you have a void, you add 5, 3 for a singleton, 1 for a doubleton. So that's your first priority. Partner is open to major suit. If you have support, they've promised 3, we're looking for 5. They've promised 5, we're looking for an 8-card magic fit. That means if you have 3, you have support for them. That's your first priority, is to show that. Your second priority is if you don't have support for partner's major suit, or if partner didn't bid a major suit, he opened a minor suit, then your priority is to bid a 4-card major suit of your own. So that is the next thing you would do. If you don't have your own 4-card major suit, then your next priority is to bid no trump, the appropriate level. We'll talk about that in just a second. Your last thing you want to do is to bid or raise a minor suit. So if partner has bid a minor suit, your priorities above supporting their suit are to bid your own 4-card major suit or to bid no trump if you're sort of balanced, even if you have a fit in their minor suit. Your last choice is to choose your own minor suit or raise partner's minor suit. But if you don't have any of the higher priority choices, that's what you have to do. So sometimes you do bid your own minor suit or raise partner's minor suit. It's just you do those other things first. Okay, so then down here at the bottom is where we have 2 columns. The first column is if your partner has opened a major suit and you have support for the major suit. This other column is they opened a minor or you had no support for the major suit. So let's look first of all at the column which is your partner has opened a major suit and you've got support. They've opened heart or a spade and you've got at least 3 hearts or 3 spades. First thing is you've revalued your hand now, taken off the length points you were adding at first, and change over and add the shortness points, the 5, the 3, or the 1, if you have shortness, to get what your value of your hand is. Based on that revalued value, then with 0 to 5, you pass. But with 6 to 9, you raise 1 level. You raise to the 2 level. So 1 heart, 1 spade, 2 hearts, 2 spades. Excuse me, 1 heart, 1 spade. Excuse me, my brain is totally gone here. 1 heart, two hearts, or 1 spade, 2 spades. That's raising 1 level. Or the weak freak. The weak freak is you have this number of points in the 6 to 9 range, but you've got 5 card support. If you've got 5 cards in the suit, you don't have many points, you just jump to game. So 1 heart, 4 hearts, or 1 spade, 4 spades. You just jump to game immediately. If you are in what we call the limit raise level, which is 10 to 12, then you will raise to the 3 level. So 1 heart, 3 hearts, or 1 spade, 3 spades. You jump a level. So you jump up a level. If you have a opening hand of your own, 13 or more, you know you belong in game with your partner. Know you belong in game, but you don't bid it right away. Even though partner has opened 1 heart, you have an opening hand revalued with your points. You've got support for partner. You don't bid 4 of the suit. You know immediately that's where we're going to wind up, at least there. I'm not going to stop until I get there, but you don't bid it right off the bat. And the reason you don't bid it right off the bat is the weak freak. Because if partner opens 1 spade and you bid 4 spades, that means a weak hand. So with the strong hand, you can't do it. You have to bid something else first or you'll mislead your partner. And what you may mislead them from is mislead them from a slam. So you want to still be able to get to the slam if you can. If you cut them off, you wouldn't be able to do it. So with 13 or more, you just bid a new suit first. Bid a new suit. They have to bid again. And the reason they have to bid again is that a new suit is usually forcing. And it tells us up here in the middle of the page. It's easier to remember what non-forcing bids are, which is a raise of your suit, raise of your partner's suit, or the lowest no trump. Any of those are non-forcing. Those are the non-forcing bids. Generally, any other bid is forcing, and that's usually a new suit. The only time a new suit isn't forcing is when it's the second bid by opener, because as we just saw a minute ago, that could be either a minimum hand or a medium hand. So that's not strictly forcing. Okay, so we just bid a new suit. So those are easy enough to think about. But let's look over here at our other category of the minor opener, or where partner bid a major suit and you didn't have support for it. 0 to 5, you still pass. And under this category, you have not revalued your hand. You don't have shortness points to look at because you didn't have a fit for your partner. So you're still looking at length points here. If you are in the bottom category here of 6 to 9, well, you can bid a new suit or you can bid one no trump, but you cannot bid a new suit at the 2 level unless you have 10 points or more. Excuse me. So if partner opened a club or a diamond, you can bid a heart or a spade if you have 4 of them with just 6 to 9 points, no more than 9 points. You're fine to bid at the 1 level. But you cannot bid at the 2 level unless you've got 10 points or more. And so if partner started at a heart and you have diamonds or clubs and 6 points, you're not going to get to mention your club or your diamond suit. In that case, you'll bid one no trump. If you are in the little bit more, you've got at least 10 points. Now, if you have a balanced hand, you can bid 2 no trump. So 1 diamond, 2 no trump means 10 to 12 points, a balanced hand, and not a 4-card major. Because remember, my priority is if I have a 4-card major, I'll bid that first. But if I don't have that, then I'll bid no trump. So a balanced hand, I'll do that. Or I can bid a new suit at the 2 level. Or I might jump in partner's minor suit. 1 diamond, 3 diamonds. That would be, it's kind of like the 1 heart, 3 heart bid, 10 to 12, 1 diamond, 3 diamonds, same thing. And in that case, you would have revalued your hand using dummy points because you're about to support partner's opening suit. Then with 13 or more, you can bid 3 no trump. That's if you have a balanced hand and you don't have a 4-card major, or you just bid a new suit because you're kind of waiting to bid more. A new suit by the responder is always forcing. So partner's got to bid again. Okay, so those are overall how we put our bids together. And then we come back for the second bid up here if partner has made a forcing bid, which remember is nearly always the new suit, because we need to think about this. If our partner, our responder, we've opened, our partner has responded, if they make a bid that limits their hand, then we don't have to bid again. The bids that limit their hand, that show an exact number of points, are raising to 2 or raising partner suit to 3 level, either minor or major. If you raise your partner's suit either 1 level or 2 levels, that shows an exact number of points and support for partner. Partner does not have to bid again because you've limited your hand. He knows what you've got in your hand now. If you bid 1 no trump, 2 no trump, or 3 no trump, all of those bids also limit your hand. They give a specific range of your hand. Anytime your partner has limited their hand, you don't have to bid again. You can stop because we have the phrase, he who knows goes. If your partner makes a limiting bid, you're the one who knows. So you may know to stop. That might be what you know. So you don't have to bid again. But if you do want to bid again, because you're not sure where you belong, you may belong higher, or because partner has bid a new suit. If partner responder bid a new suit and you're the opener, you must bid again. You can never pass a new suit by responder because a new suit by responder is at least 6 points and an unlimited top. So you could be looking at a grand slam and you just wouldn't know it. You have to make a bid next if he's bid a new suit. And what you're going to do, as we just discussed, is if he's bid again and has not limited his hand, then you, if you have this minimum category, will rebid your suit, raise their suit, or bid the lowest no trump to show you're at the limited minimum. Or jump in your suit, jump in your partner's suit, or bid a new suit. That shows the medium level. And then you could, rarely, but you could do that jump shift to show 19 or more points. So let's look at some examples then of bidding and talk about what the bidding needs to be. Hang on just a second so I can get back here. There we go. Charlotte, you can see this hand that's up on the screen now.
Oh, yeah, I just sat back down. I had to go run outside and turn off the
I wasn't
sprinkler.
talking to you the whole time. No, my question was just I wanted to make sure that was up on the screen now. Okay. So let's look at this example first. And in this example, I believe your partner has bid a heart, one heart. So let's look at this example here. Here we have, and I'm going to go through these pretty quick so that we can get to something else, but you can slow this down to look at it later on your own. So in this example, we've got 7 high card points, plus because we have a fit, partner has bid one heart, we have 3 hearts. So we have a fit for hearts. We are going to add 1 extra for the doubleton. 1 extra for the doubleton. So this values to be 8 points. So partner has bid 1 heart. We have a fit. We're in the 6 to 9 category. So we are going to raise 1 level. We're going to bid 2 hearts. Okay, let's look at this example then. Again, partner has opened 1 heart.
You know, I'm just seeing the page that shows the opener and the responder. I'm not seeing the examples. Do I need to?
You weren't seeing the page. You're seeing the page that has the blue.
Yeah.
And you're not seeing this page. That's interesting because it shows I'm sharing this page. Still the same thing? You're
Well,
not.
now I'm just seeing you.
That's not an improvement. I was. Oh wait, share. Maybe this will work. No, no, no. Okay, let me do one thing here real quick. All right. Now, can you see it?
I'm still seeing you.
How about now?
Oh, now it's up there.
Okay. All right. Good.
Got it.
Okay. Okay, now we're looking at the yellow, the top of the screen.
Yes.
And now we have 10 high card points plus one for the doubleton and spades. Now, I would mention to you that you need to be careful when you are adding shortness points because we have already valued this doubleton because it has the ace in it. We've got 4 points in that doubleton. We need to think about, is that really worth an extra point to, to add shortness where we've got an ace? In this point case, it probably is. But like if this was the queen jack of spades in a doubleton, we wouldn't want to add more points for the shortness. So you have to be kind of careful valuing your hand with the shortness. Anyway, this will value to 11 points in the 10 to 12 category. Support for partner suit, which we have 4 of. We are going to bid 3 hearts. So it would be 1 heart, 3 hearts. Then let's look at this next example. Again, partner has opened 1 heart. And on this next example, we've got 10 high card points, plus we have the shortness in diamonds, a singleton worth 3 points. This hand values to 13 points. When partner opens, he's got 13, we've got 13. We definitely belong at the 4 level. We've got a fit in hearts. I know we can play 4 hearts, but I'm not going to bid 4 hearts because 4 hearts is a weak bid. It cuts partner off. So I'm going to bid something else first, wait to hear what he bids, and then I'll bid 4 hearts. So right now, we want to just bid a new suit, and our other better suit is clubs. So we would bid 2 clubs with this hand, planning to get to 4 hearts before we stop bidding. All right. Then in this example, partner has opened 1 heart, and we do not have support for partner's hearts.
Hey, Sally, I hate to interrupt, but I have to leave the meeting.
Okay, no problem. See you
Ready.
later.
I will watch it all on Zoom and on YouTube. Make sure you let us know how we can.
I will. You'll get a link later today.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay, so we're looking at this hand now. Notice in this case, we don't have support for partner's hearts, so we can't bid a heart. So we're going to go to our next priority. Our next priority is to bid a 4-card major if we have it. 4-card major here would be a spade. So partner has bid a heart. With this hand, we would bid a spade. We've got 6, 7, 8 high card points. So that's what we would bid. This next scenario, this next hand, again, partner has opened 1 heart. And let's look at this. In this case, we do not have support for his hearts, but we've got 10, 11, 12, plus 2 for length, 13, 14-point hand, because we are counting length, not shortness, because we don't have a fit. So with this hand, we would bid 2 clubs. And here we can go to the 2 level. Remember, we need to worry about that usually when partner is open. Do we have enough to go to the 2 level? And we do. We need to have 10 points. We've got 10 points. Okay, let's look at this example. In this case, partner has opened spade, in this case, we have opened 1 spade. Our partner bid 2 spades. And so the question is, what do we want to bid with this hand? After partner bid 2 spades, what should we do next? Well, with this hand, we've got 12 high card points plus 1 for length. So we opened at 1 spade. Partner has raised to 2 spades. So he has a minimum hand. So with this hand, we'll just pass now. We have nothing else to say. We had a minimum hand. Partner has a minimum hand. Our 13 points plus the most partner can have when he says 2 spades is 21 points. So we don't want to go any higher. 12 plus 9, yeah, 21 points. So we just pass. We pass 2 spades. Let's look at the next example here. Again, we opened this hand 1 spade. We have 15 high card points, 12, 13, 14, 15, plus 1 for length. Oh, 2 for length. This is a 16-point hand. Partner bid 2 spades. We bid 1 spade. Partner said 2 spades. Now with this hand, what we would bid is 3 spades. We don't have quite enough to say we can definitely bid 4 spades because partner has 6 to 9, same minimum hand, but he might have 9 or he might have 6. If he has 6, 6 plus 16 doesn't get us there. But if he's got 9, 16 plus 9 is 25. So we bid 3 spades, saying, partner, are you at the top or the bottom? I'm in the middle, so I'm going to bid one more time. So you bid 3 spades. And then one other example here. Again, we've bid 1 spade. Partner has bid 2 spades. In this case, we have 19 high card points plus 1 extra for length, 20 points in this hand. Once partner tells us he has 6 to 9 because he bid 2 spades, 1 spade, 2 spades. Now we know we have a game. We've got 20 points. He's got at least 6 points. So we just bid 4 spades. Go to game. That's how we do that second bid by partner to tell partner where we belong. So that's how we go back and forth. Okay, then we have one other thing that we wanted to talk about in this first class, and that is focusing more on just the opening bid itself. And so I want to talk about specifically opening in 3rd or 4th position. So that's been pass, pass, then it's your turn. Or pass, 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 and it's your turn. But first, let's talk about the general rules. We kind of talked about this a little bit at the opening of this session, and that is if you have 13 points, which is your high card points plus your length, you can open. And actually, if you have 12, beginners we teach 13, but really if you have 12, you can nearly always open if it's your high card points plus your length. But there is a special rule that you can look at to help you make the decision of, do I have enough to open? So here is the rule. It's called the rule of 20. The rule of 20. If you have 11 or 12 or maybe even 10 points, you can consider opening if your high card points plus the number of cards in your 2 longest suits. If that's 20 or more, then you open. So sometimes you'll open with even 10 high card points. If you have 10 high card points and 2 5-card suits, 10 plus 5 plus 5, that's 20. You can open even with 10 high card points. Okay? You need to be careful with this, but if you have that distribution, that length, many times your hand is worth more than it seems to be. We can't count shortness, but sometimes it helps to know that we have a little bit extra because of the length. And so if you are on the edge, you will look to the rule of 20 to see if you can open. And the reason for this is we want to open if we can. The people that get in the first shot in the auction, Those are the people that control the auction. So if you can open, you want to open. You will never not open if you have 13 points. I make my beginning bridge people make a pledge to me that if they have 13 points or more, they will open. They won't look at that hand and say, oh, I'm not sure what to bid with 14 points, so I'm going to pass. Never do that. We go the opposite way. With 12 or 11, maybe even 10, maybe we'll open if we can meet this rule of 20. And that's because we want to open if we can open. This is in any position, first, second, third, or fourth position, opening position, the opening bidder, not passing. You will, if you have the rule of 20, you will open. There's another time you could open, and that's if the loser count is 7 or less. We don't talk about loser count in the beginning classes, but you may hear people mention it. And so if you have 7 or less losers, you could also open. That doesn't make sense to you? Don't worry about that, but do remember the rule of 20. Okay, so these are our general rules for when we open. 13 or more in the suit, definitely open in any position. Rule of 20, even if you have less than 13 points, if you make the rule of 20 rules, definitely open in any position. But our rules change a little bit if we're in third or fourth position. And the reason the rules change is because your partner has passed. So we already know your partner doesn't have an opening hand. So because we would still really like to get into the bidding if we can, you can open with a little bit less. And the reason that we want to do this is, first of all, we want to protect your partner. Maybe they couldn't open, but maybe they were very close to an opening. They had 11 or 12 points, but they didn't have the rule of 20. But they still have a good hand. It might be your hand, even though they pass. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to compete for a part score. Just because partner didn't bid doesn't mean you can't bid. It might be you're probably not going to go to game if you don't have an opening hand yourself, but you might have a 2 or 3 level bid. So it's to compete for a part score. You don't just give it away to the opponents and let them get whatever they want. And then the last thing is to suggest a lead. You can at least give your partner information, even if the opponents get into the bidding, you can suggest a good thing for them to lead. So the rules are a little bit different depending if you're in third position or fourth position. If you are in third position, so that's where it's gone pass, pass. Now it's your turn. You can open with just 10 points and a good 5-card suit, 2 or 3 honors in the suit. Don't open with a crummy suit because remember, part of this is suggesting that your partner lead that suit. So don't do this with 10 points and, a jack high spade suit. If you've got a nice suit and 10 points, nobody else has bid, it's in third position, you can bid. It also tells you that you can open a major with 4 good cards. That's usually like the ace, king, queen, jack. You want to make sure it's good because if you open, partner expects you to have 5 and 13 points. So if you're going to open with just 10, then, you want to have a good suit. Or if you want to open in third position and you have an opening hand, and you we always prefer to open a major suit if we can. If you have the ace, king, queen, jack of hearts in third position, we kind of relax the rule a little bit about having to have 5 in the suit. So if you've got really good 4 cards in third position, you might open the suit without having 5. Okay. Don't do this a lot, but you can do it. And then the last idea is those preemptive bids that we do where you have the less than an opening hand, but 6 cards in the suit. If you're in third position, ordinarily, if you're in first or second position with that hand, 6 in the suit, less than an opening hand, we say you need to have 2 of the top 3 or 3 of the top 5. It needs to be a strong suit to open in first or second position. You're promising that. But in third position, you're not promising much. In third position, you can open weak with just 6 cards in the suit. It doesn't have to be the standard strength. You don't have to have the honors that you need to have otherwise. And the reason for that is if you don't have many points and your partner couldn't open, who has the points? We now know it's the last person who's going to be bidding because his partner also didn't bid. Remember, third position, it's gone pass, pass, and now it's to you. Well, if you have 6 cards in the suit, you want to knock that fourth person out of making an easy bid. So you can bid with less than the standard strength, that 2 opening 2 bid. That makes it really hard for him to decide what to bid. Now he's got to open at the 3 level. That's why we do this. It's even stronger that you can do this if they're vulnerable and you're not. Then it makes it really hard for them to bid, and it doesn't cost you very much because you've got 6 cards in the suit. So that's a big difference. The 2 big things are, number 1, in third position, you can open with 10 points if you have a good suit. If you have just one good suit, you don't meet the rule of 20, but you do have a good 5-card suit, particularly a major suit, you can open in third position. And if you have the week 2, because you've got less than opening and 6 cards in the suit, it doesn't have to be the usual good suit that it does to open in first or second. Now, a word of warning, partner needs to notice that you're in third position when you do this. So partners, when your partner opens, it's gone pass, pass, and your partner opens, don't think, oh good, he's got 13 points. He might not have 13 points. So you need to remember this. So when you are making your responses, you still treat it as usual. You make your usual responses to it. But a new suit by you is now not forcing. Okay, because partner in third position made a bid that might not be a real opening hand bid. So if you bid a new suit, ordinarily a new suit by a responding person is forcing, but not in the situation where you've already passed. So partners made that third position bid, and if you choose to bid a new suit, he may pass it. So that means you pretty much need to have a real suit if you're going to bid a new suit, because he might be bidding light. There is a bid, which we're not going to cover in this class because it's intermediate, but there is, because of this position where partner opens in third position and could be light, you want to know if he is. There's a system called Drury, and most people play it called reverse Drury. But anyway, it's a special system that's available intermediates and above. I don't want you guys to try to mess with it, but unless some of you are at a level, you might want to think about that. If so, it discusses here what that bid is. Okay, so that's third position. Third position will open a little bit light if we have a good 5-card suit, and we'll open 2 no matter if we do have 6 in a suit, if we can. Now in fourth position, life is real different, because if you were the 4th person at the table with 3 passes in front of you, pass, 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 it's my turn. I can pass. We can take 0 points on this board. The opponents get 0 points. We know we haven't gotten less than they got on this board. So we both get 0. We go on to live another day. But if we open, it opens it for everybody. Now everybody can bid. Well, the question is, do you want to do that? To open or not? How much trouble do you want to get into? It could be that it's your hand. And you may open and may bid one or two of something and make it, and that's great. Or it could be that it's their hand, and by opening, you've now let them find out where they couldn't find out before. They weren't neither one of them were in a position to bid. Now you've let them, because now they've both passed. Now they have limited their hand, and now they can get in the bidding with less. So if you open in fourth position, everybody now has passed. And so the bidding is open for everybody because you won't overestimate their hands. So because they've passed, they've got less than 13, whatever they've got, it's less than 13. So everybody can get into this bidding. So it could be that they'll get to a place they need to get. And so they'll get points and you won't. Or it could be you'll get too high and you'll go down. Then you'll lose points where you could have stopped with 0. So in that fourth position, a lot of things to think about. Do we want to open or not? Now, if it's gone pass, 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 and you have a regular opening hand open, then there's no decision to make. But if you were on the borderline and you're not too sure what to do, that's when you kind of have to think about this. Well, the first thing to think about is do not preempt in fourth position. If it goes pass, 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 and you have a hand that you would have bid 3 clubs if you had been in first or second position, you don't preempt in fourth position. The reason you don't preempt is because a preempt, just like we talked about a minute ago in third position, a preempt says, I want to knock the opponents out of the bidding. I want to make it hard for them to bid. Well, if they've passed and you're in fourth position, they already haven't bid. You're not knocking them out of anything. So don't make it hard for yourself. So don't preempt in fourth position. If you're going to make a bid, just bid one of whatever you're going to bid. One of whatever you're going to bid. Don't preempt. If you want to bid, you can take a hand that you would have preempted otherwise and bid it in fourth position. If you've got a really strong suit, you could do that. But you also need to consider, I could also have not done anything. And if I pass, nobody bids. If I bid, the opponents may find a fit that they were not going to find otherwise. If you don't have that good suit, that preemptive kind of hand where you might think, oh, should I have done this or not? The usual thing you do is use this rule of 15. It's also called Pearson points. The rule of 15 says you take your high card points, not your length points, just your high card points, and the number of spades that you have. The number of spades you have. And if that equals 15, then you will open one of whatever your suit is. It may not be spades. The reason that this thing works is if you have some spades, and the more spades you have, the more your hand is worth in this scenario. If you have spades, that means that's the boss suit. That's the last one you can bid without going up a level. Your partner, if they have spades, you may be able to get to spades and not to go higher. It increases your chances of not getting in trouble. That's why this works. So that's what you do if you are in fourth position. You are not sure if you want to bid 10, 11, 12 points. Will I open it? Will I not open it? Use the rule of 15. The rule of 15, take just your high card points, the number of spades. If it's 15 or more, you go ahead and open in fourth position and feel a little bit more confident. That's what you should do. Okay, I hope this has given you, it's probably been a mixture of things that you already knew, but maybe just needed a reminder of, and maybe a few things that you didn't know before or had forgotten. And so I hope that's been useful to you. After this recording has ended, later today, this will be converted and put on YouTube, and you'll get an email that has this. And this will happen every week. We'll be doing this. So next week in class, or this coming Friday in class, what we're going to be talking about is no Trump and the responses to no Trump. So that's what we will cover then. All right. Good seeing everybody, and we will see you in the next class.